the things people ask all the time is, how much can I expect to make when I go to a farmer market? I want to answer that question. And when I go around, ask some vendors the perspective on that. And stay tuned for more.
I feel like it really depends on how you go into the situation. Like, I'd say for my cookies, there are some days where I'll make like $70 or I'll make 120. It really depends. So I'd say as long as you go into it and you're like, this is something I'm actually passionate about, I want somebody to have this product. It's kind of a learning experience, especially because this is my first market. I've known people who have made maybe $800 a day. I've known people who have fallen more into the hole in their day. So it really just depends on what you're selling and what you're trying to give customers.
I think vendors should stick with the market. It doesn't matter how big it is, how small it is. I think in the beginning, the key is to stick to a market, to build momentum, so people can know where you're gonna be on a Saturday and a Monday, so they can continue to come support you, and eventually you'll build a followers. I think too often vendors switch market too fast and they lose that momentum. I think that's a problem.
How much money does a vendor make at a farmer market? That is a question I hear a lot. And today I'm here to talk about it. Not from someone guess or theory, but from real experience. Because I have done the early morning, I have parked the car, set up the canopy in the wind, and stood behind the table, hoping people would stop and check out my product. If you're thinking about becoming a vendor or just wondering if it is all worth it, I hope this helps paint a clearer picture. Let's start with this. There is no magic number how much a vendor makes on a Saturday at a market. It can vary widely. It depends on what you sell, how consistent you are, and the market size, the weather, and how well you have branded yourself. And honestly, sometimes just pure luck. But most people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it all depends. So I'll be real with you and give you a number from my experience and from other vendors I have gotten to know over time. On an average Saturday at a typical market, not the biggest one in this state, not the tiniest one either, most craft and product vendor, I would say make between anywhere from $150 to $200 in sale. That might sound like a solid number, and for some, it absolutely is. But others might hear that and think, what? That's all? I thought it was going to be way higher than that. And for some, they might think it's good money. Well, let's break it down. Out of that $150 to $200, you have to subtract a few things. Your booth fee. It is often between $25 and $75, depending on the market. The cost of materials or inventory, the supplies you buy to make the item. If you are selling candles, art, body butter, clothing, jewelry, whatever that is, those supply costs, you need to buy the material to make those stuff. And then you have to talk about your time, or unless you hire someone. You have to prep the booth during the week, and you have to have someone there to sell your product. And if you hire someone, you have to pay them. Not to mention the gas, packaging, signage, and other little things that add up very quickly if you have to buy lunch in the market as well. So yes, $200 sound good until you realize that maybe you would only take home half of that after expenses, maybe even less. But here's the thing. That's okay if you know what you're in it for. See, some vendors aren't here just to make cash on the spot. They go to the market for exposure, consistency, brand building, whatever. The people who buy from them today might follow them online, on social media. They might come next week. They might tell a friend. Sometimes it's all about planting seed, not just counting dollars. But still, I won't sugarcoat it. There are days when the sale just don't come. I have Saturday where I did not even make my booth fees. I could not even cover the cost of my entry. And you stand there wondering what went wrong. Did I not bring the right product? Was the crowd not right? Was it the heat? Or was it just one of these days? If you ask around, if you talk to vendors who have done this for years, almost everyone has a story like that. The market life can be tough. It is not always guaranteed payday, and it's definitely not passive income. It is work, pure physical and emotional work. But let me flip the coin for a second, because there are vendors who do really well, especially those who sell food and drink. That's a whole different game. If you are selling lemonade, tamales, pastry, sandwiches, fresh juices, your ad of working your way with, let's say, $400 to $500, sometimes even more, goes up really high. And I'm not even talking about the food trucks. I'm talking about people with just a folding table and some good homemade cook items. Here's why. Everybody get hungry. They get thirsty, and sometimes most vendors don't bring lunch. They did not pack their lunch from home to bring to the market. And they are walking around, they are walking around the sun, and you're still exactly what they're looking for, myself included. Vendors themselves, we, me included, often we're the first customer. I can tell you, I cannot tell you how many times I walked straight to the lemonade stand as soon as I finished setting up my booth. Or how the tamales lady has become my best friend. Every time I finish sitting at my table and it is around 11 o'clock, I go to her to get my lunch. And because food is consumable, customers keep coming back each week for more. And if you can build a loyalty with your customer very fast. You don't need a huge following, just some good flavors and consistency. That's powerful. But even with that potential, it still takes time. Nobody starts with a line at the booth. You have to show up consistently, be friendly, deliver quality. The ones who make it long term know this. People come back for the person as much as the product.
You know, like the different better. But like, if you feel like you guys run your side business, maybe make it happen for you.
At a little farmer's market like this, it goes for 4 hours, 5 to 9, and I would expect to make maybe, honestly, under 100.
Under 100.
Yep.
Well, that sounds good. Thank you, Jackie.
Well, the very first market we went to, we made about $100 in the evening. The longer we show up, the more we make. We've been doing the same market in Idaho for 3 years now, and we make well over $1,000 a day. The ones that we just started, we're making $100 to $200 a day.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now, one thing I have noticed with few vendors is that they bounce around too much. A different market every week, a new city every time. While that sounds adventurous, it is not how you build a reliable customer base. You want people to say, oh yeah, he's always on Saturday. And that's how you become part of the market rhythm. They have to know they can go to you on a particular day to buy a refill and you will be there. So if you're asking, should I try selling a market? My answer is yes, but go with the right expectation. This is not get a rich quick setup. You're building something. You are showing up week after week. You are investing your time. Some week you will be busy. Other weeks you would stare at your display, wondering what went wrong. That's just how it goes. Before you start, decide what success looks for you. Is it purely about making a certain amount of money, or is it about building awareness, meeting people, and building something new, and being part of something local in your community? Because if your only goal is to make $500 every week on the first market you go to, you're gonna get very disappointed. But if your goal is to learn the business, get your product into people's hands, improve your pitch, grow your presence, then the market is one of the best places to do it. It is cheap because you're not spending that much money in marketing. You will meet other vendors, learn tips, watch what works, get feedback in real time. It is basically a small business bootcamp, a 10 by 10 canopy. And slowly you will get better. Your booth start to look more professional. Your setup time get faster. You understand your customer more. You learn how to tell your story better. And yes, your sale will gradually increase. I have seen vendors start with a folding table and one small banner, barely making $50. And then a year later, they got a branded tent, repeat customer, and they are making $1,000 for the season of the market or more. It can happen, but it doesn't happen fast. So again, how much does a vendor make? Most make between $150 to $300 in a typical day. Some food vendor can make much more. Some new vendor might barely break even, but money isn't the only thing you will gain. You will get experience, confidence, exposure, and a chance to grow something real. If you stick with it, if you're consistent, it might just become one of the most rewarding things you've ever done. So next time you walk past a booth at your local market, remember, behind that table is a story, a small business, person showing up week after week, hoping to make a connection, and maybe a few sell. And if you're thinking about becoming one of us, here's room for you. Just come early and do not expect to get rich overnight.
It's about banana bread.
Banana bread, that sounds good to me. Thank you, sir.
I watched the trailer for it. It's literally just about a giant dog.
Better than mushroom. You gotta be joking me, man.
Oh, that's true. And you don't got to worry about driving after eating these ones
There you go.
because you don't trip.
That's my right. All right, man. Good luck today, dude.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, sir.
Don't let her
That's my kind of guy. Sourdough bread. All homemade here. Thank you, sir. doing fun? Oh, you changed your business?
It's my uncle helping him.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember you selling dog treats. Anxiety relief for your dog. Does he make this stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool. And is he the guy that in Idaho?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get him to expand it all the time.
Okay.
He's been in Idaho for 2 hours.
I bet. All right, man. Thank you, dude. Oh, you gonna do any market this year?
I canceled my other market. My business is just finances, a little bit of finances. So I'm just taking a break.
I see.
Put it up. That's good.
I understand.
Yeah.
Businesses, man.
Without money to invest, there is not much you can do. And I want to avoid loans as much as possible.
Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna get in trouble with that.
Because the interest rates.
Yeah. Do you have another job outside your business, or your business is your full-time job?
So I had a job last year, got laid off.
Oh.
And so I started that business.
Okay.
So now I'm trying to look for another job. Make some more money, save up some.
Fair enough.
Then I'll be able to jump. Yeah.
All right, man. See you. Hello. Beautiful cake you have here.
It's like everyone is on rotation. Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
How you doing?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I went to the whole one.
Hi, how are you? Can I ask where you're parked?
You really want to touch one? I can pour it out.
The white one thinks she's a parakeet and that she's everyone's friend. Everyone else freaks out.
That's pretty cool, huh?
That is really cool. Are you waiting for maybe an advertiser?
Yes, it Hello, my focaccia man. You know, your bread are amazing.
You like it?
Yes. Let me highlight. Make sure people need to know your story.
Hi. I would like to get
How many markets are you gonna be at, man?